Imagine sitting around the tree on Christmas morning, the smell of pancakes in the air, outside there's snow on the ground, and the children are ripping the wrapping paper off their presents. Little Susie holds up her latest gift for all to see and says, "Thanks, Bobby." Suddenly, Aunt Edna's eyes glaze over, her face turns white, has a heart attack, and collapses in her chair dead as a doornail. We'll talk about that next on All Things Beer and Bacon. Maybe Aunt Edna would still be alive today if little Susie hadn't held up this. I can see what they were going for, but what they were going for and what they got are two different things. This clearly can be mistaken as a present for Mommy instead of little Susie. This scenario is probably happening all over the place every Christmas morning, as today's toy manufacturers are obviously not paying attention to what they're making, or worse, doing this on purpose. Just because a toy is made for a kid doesn't mean they should play with it. Toy manufacturers have a long history of missing the mark and creating items that are a little bit ridiculous and a whole lot of inappropriate for children. From the subtle innuendo to the downright ridiculous, there are plenty of examples of what the fuck toys on the toy store shelves today. Let's take a look at a few of these and let us know what you think in the comments below. We can start with little Susie's E.T. Lightfinger. This is one of the few toys that is actually worse when it's just sitting in the box. Just one of E.T.'s fingers on its own looks, well, phallic, and it makes it seem like E.T.'s healing ability is of the sexual variety. Nice try, but this one is an epic failure. Next up is the Kitty Taser. Is a kitty taser a terrible idea? Yes. Does the idea of zapping an unruly kid with an electrified prod make me smile? Absolutely. Can you imagine chasing your little brother or sister around the house with your very own taser? No longer would you have to share the phone. No more would your siblings hog the bathroom mirror in the morning. And you can forget about that bully that waits for you behind school on your way home. Come to think of it, maybe this actually is a great idea. Might as well start packing 10,000 volts of electrified fun. Now if you'll turn your attention to the center stage, next up is Mercedes. Do you remember taking those tests in high school that were supposed to determine what career path you would be most suited for? Whatever yours was, I can imagine this doll would have changed some wide-eyed teenagers' results had they been playing with this Streetwise toy when they were younger. The best part are the instructions on the back of the box about how to make the doll properly gyrate on the pole. Parents, if you want them to be the best at something, be sure to start them out young.
Wine fast, wine slow, what's a wine puncho? Wine fast, wine slow, every girl want wine puncho.
This next toy looks fun. Why the designer had to put the trigger where he did on this Popeye squirt gun is a little perplexing, let alone the plug in his butt to fill the water. And Popeye wasn't the only one shamed in this way. So was Batman. Why Batman has been over and coughing up liquid is pretty strange. Either way, these children's toys are more than a little inappropriate. You try bending over and let someone squeeze your trigger and see what happens. Speaking of superheroes, this next one is, well, you'll just have to see for yourself. For the low price of $14.88, you can be the proud owner of the Superman pillow designed specifically for snuggling. Once you get over the initial shock, you are reminded that one of Superman's superpowers is his ice breath. He just blows. Really hard. Blows. To freeze something. Look, let's be honest. Little Johnny's gonna find out about blowjobs soon enough, so there's no need to rush him, let alone from a man. This is just plain disturbing. Why don't we go back to squirt guns for a minute? This one seems innocent enough. It's a squirt gun in the shape of two fingers. Pow-pow! The problem seems to be the combination of the two fingers and the name of the toy. You don't have to stray too far off the path of decency or put two and two together before the next thing you know you're having your colon checked.
Kidneys feel a lot better in this position. Maybe it's just that I'm not doing any calisthenics. You know, if I did some sit-ups in the morning or bent over like this, I'd probably feel 100% better. Moon River. Whew. Thank you, Doc. You ever serve time?
Breathe easy.
Breathe easy. As a matter of fact, you using the whole fist, Doc?
Just relax.
Next up is an action figure of someone everyone will recognize. It's every child's hero, Adolf Hitler. Never mind the fact that he was one of the worst humans to ever walk the planet, or how insensitive it is to his millions of innocent victims. This action figure comes with an interchangeable head, so you can have him either barking out orders or staring coldly into your eyes as he pretend watches the life drain you from Semitic body. Extra boots and eyeglasses are included. On the topic of death, how about a length of rope spattered with a little glitter? That's right, a hangman's noose in a pink box labeled with the words Pretty Death. Forget the dangers associated with handing a kid a ready-to-go noose. What kid even wants to play with something like this? On what planet is a hangman's noose even a toy? On the one hand, there are no batteries required. On the other, your kid will probably only play with it once. Think about that. I would, however, love to read the choking hazard warning from the back of the box. And our list continues with the breast milk baby. No one would think twice with a little girl wanting to play mommy. That's been going on ever since the first doll was ever invented. But this one just goes way over the line. There's something wrong about a 9-year-old girl pressing this baby against her chest. Since every other baby doll comes with a little plastic milk bottle, I guess this was the only way this manufacturer could get an edge in the market. You can see what we mean here. And if that's not your little girl growing up way too fast, maybe this last one will do the trick. Now you can shave the baby. This baby Sasquatch has hair growing everywhere, and not just on her head. There is hair under her arms, on the front and back of her legs. There's even butt crack and pubic hair. I already find this pretty inappropriate, but I also wonder if this doll even comes with a toy razor? And if it does, surely it won't remove the hair for real from the doll. And if so, do you have to glue the hair back on for the next time, or does it just grow back, or what? I can see the tears of joy in little Susie's eyes when she opens this gift up next Christmas morning. Christmas can be bad enough, what with all the in-laws in town, the dried out ham, and no privacy from all the screaming kids. You really don't need to add this kind of stress on top of all that. Unless you're preparing your child for a life of mental abuse and deviance, toys of this nature never should have been purchased, let alone created in the first place. But who am I to say how you should raise your kids? So knock yourself out. If we missed anything, tell us in the comments below. Be sure to like, subscribe, and tell your friends. Thanks for watching All Things Beer and Bacon.
What? I got ponies!
That was your great-grandpa's hammer.
I got ponies!
What? Guys, what's wrong? You're not excited about your
I
presents?
got ponies! I don't want ponies. I got for girls.
Guys,
Mine is a stupid book.
we thought really hard about what to get you this year.
Well, you didn't do a very good job. It's the worst Christmas I ever had. A staple?
Nessa, what'd you get?
Cookbook.
Mario, what'd you get?
I don't know.
It's an invisible fence for your dog.
Was it a joke? I think it was.
Well, Jimmy Kimmel told me to do it.
Well, tell him to suck my balls.
Santa gives that kid anything, he's fired.